What's up, guys? Welcome to our weekly video. I'm Jacob. This is Brock. We're going to be talking with you guys about Ephesians chapter 6 as we wrap up our series Made for More. Last week, we literally just opened up the Bible and talked about it, and from what we can tell, it was a great week. Wow, crazy thought. You open up the Bible, you talk about it, it goes well.
God talks to you.
Right?
Yep.
So, before we dive in real quick, one random question for you, and you can answer yourselves in your house groups if you want to. Would you rather have your voice always be 10 seconds delayed or always speak twice as loud as what's appropriate for the conversation?
Twice as loud.
I feel like that just fits you.
That does fit me. I would go twice as loud.
See, I'm married, so I feel like the 10-second delay would get me in a lot of trouble. Like Chelsea would ask me, it's like, honey, how do I look in this outfit?
Good.
Good.
Why'd you hesitate?
All right, so enough of that. We're reading in Ephesians chapter 6. Brock, you're preaching on this week. So, simple question. What did you get from this chapter that stood out to you?
So, as Jacob said earlier, I am actually teaching on this chapter, specifically verses 10 through 20. And it really talks about the armor of God and spiritual warfare in essence. And I think the biggest thing I got out of this chapter was, if you look specifically at verse 12, I'll read it. For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the cosmic powers of this darkness, against evil spiritual forces in the heavens. For me personally, I believe that's the biggest takeaway I had from it is, as angry as people might make you, as much as you feel like, oh, you have all these people who are your enemy out there, they're really not. The devil is your enemy. Sin is your enemy. So like hatred, lying, stealing, that is your true enemy. And it's very easy to get wrapped up in thinking the people around you are enemy because you put a face on your personal pain. Mm-hmm. And that's one huge thing that I personally took away from it is, whenever you're loving on people, you're not just loving on them. You're fighting a spiritual war for their eternity. So for me personally, I would say that's the biggest takeaway was verse 12. Yeah, because I know personally I either over-spiritualize things or under-spiritualize things, but I love that it talks about it in the form of armor. It's not physical, literal armor, but it talks about things like the belt of truth, the shield of faith, the helmet of salvation. These are the things that we can combat the lies and tricks of the devil with on a daily basis. I love the way how it talks about this is the way we battle daily against the devil, because it's hard to battle the devil when you don't know the truths and the promises of God. It's impossible. So many people they know what they're against, but they don't know what they're for. And see, God tells us, Paul specifically tells us what we should be for. We should be truth. Have truth, have faith, have salvation, have trust, and all of these different things that should help us in our daily walk. And what I got out of it, because obviously 10 through 20 is just dynamite. It's stellar.
It's fantastic. One that hit close to home for me, especially when I think back to when I was in high school, when I was in middle school, is verses 1 through 4, where Paul's referring to the Ten Commandments, where it tells us to honor our father and our mother. And Clay and I were talking about this earlier. It's if you want to practice following God on a daily basis, following your Heavenly Father on a daily basis, the most practical and just normal way anyone can do it is by following and obeying your earthly father or your earthly mother. And I don't know what your home life's like, but it's such a daily practical way to practice obedience, practice faith, practice trust, and things of this nature. And like Paul says, this is the commandment that has a promise with it. And if you obey your father and your mother, it says that you will live a long life. And that's what I would challenge you guys to do, is practice your obedience to the Heavenly Father by being obedient to your earthly parents. And that's what I got. And there's a ton of other nuggets in this chapter. You guys are going to discuss it. Open up, read Ephesians chapter 6. We'll have a few questions for your small group leaders and see what you guys get. Love you guys.
Word.
Bye.